Now for global business updates, Rotus Oddiri joins us. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning,
Rufai. Good morning, all our
Rotus.
viewers.
Thanks for yesterday.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes. Well, in fact, some making up needs to be done. Let's quickly start off with the Asia markets. Lunar holiday for China. They've been away for a while. Japan was also closed yesterday, but a very mixed bag in trading. China up 0.9 of a percentage points, although you can see a pronounced drop in the Hang Seng in Hong Kong. Japan up, where we understand that China is now putting some export curbs on Japan. They're still trying to pressure Takaichi because of her being outspoken about Taiwan and so on. Kospi, I think this is the third record trading day for the Kospi in Korea. Nifty and Australia down, so very mixed, up, down, down like that. China's loan prime rate, they kept that in place, no change. Your 1 year rates at 3%, your 5 year at 3.5 from the People's Bank of China. So still no changes there when it comes to loans for corporates and so on. Europe, these are new vehicle registrations, and you can see here, down to start the year, but from about June of 2025, new car registrations pretty much had a good 6-month run until they fell in January by 3.5%. Basically, just registrations of vehicles, telling you how many of them have been sold. So 961,000 in the European Union, 3.5% drop year on year. Petrol cars, you can see that they're still, a healthy move towards EVs. So 26% for petrol cars down, particularly in France, 49% drop in France, 30% drop in Germany. But pure electric vehicles up 14%, hybrids and so on, those were up as well. EVs making up 69% of the share of sales. Look at BYD, up 165%. You can see why the Europeans want to put tariffs on BYD. Tesla, 13th month in a row of declines in Europe, 17% drop. Stellantis, Mercedes up, BMW, Toyota down. So it was a mixed bag, but the real story here was that electric vehicles pretty much helped to cushion the fall in vehicles in Europe. US stocks, wow. Drops yesterday. Dow Jones was down 1.6%. S&P was down over a percentage point. Your NASDAQ as well. The tariff issues, that's one, and we're going to hear from President Trump later on tonight in the State of the Union. But we also had a company called Citrini, a research company, that put out a report saying that a number of firms are going to be impacted by AI in the near term. And I think, the market seems to have been, because of all the updates from Anthropic, they just seem to be selling off anytime there's anything new about AI. But that's one. So the Citrini said that payments, Visa fell, deliveries, DoorDash fell, and then Anthropic. In fact, before I went on vacation, we were talking about how Anthropic was releasing one new tool after another to disrupt this and that. The latest one they've come out with is a programming language called COBOL. COBOL has been around for, I think, since the 1950s. IBM runs on it. It's a programming language that essentially is used for processing financial transactions. So Anthropic comes out yesterday and says they have a new tool that can basically modernize COBOL and make it work better. And as a result of that, investors sold off massively on IBM. 13% drop. I think it's the biggest drop IBM has suffered in one day since the year 2000. So, we'll see what President Trump says today. What he says about the markets, what he says about the U.S. economy, but we'll have to see if there's a rebound. But AI fears, tariff fears, all of that mixed in, impacted U.S. stocks. Nigerian stocks, different story. The rally continues. All share index up 65 basis points, 196,000 points. They are now marching towards the ASI, possibly getting to 200,000 points. We are up 26% so far this year. We're up 51% last year. So in just February, not even in March, only 2 months into the year, and the Nigerian Stock Exchange is more than halfway where it was all throughout last year. The Secretary General, Dr. Montimi Agama of the Securities and Exchange Commission, says now that the capital markets to GDP ratio has gone from 14% to 33% now. And again, we've been talking about how we need to get a deeper capital market so that you can essentially fund transactions. We want more companies coming to list. However, as excited as I always am about the NGX, it is also good to highlight when some suspicious things are going on. There's a company called Zichis Agro Allied PLC, and the NGX suspended trading in the stock yesterday. They listed in January, not on the main board, they listed on the growth board. So there's different boards you can list on depending on the requirements. So yeah, they're in the agricultural space. I think they do poultry, oil palm, and some other things. But the stock went from 1 naira to about 17, and this is like a 700 or 800% rise. Yeah, so the NGX suspended the trading. They said they're going to investigate what's going on because they listed by introduction, not by IPO. When you list by introduction, there's also very thin trading. The shares, most of the shares, the float is very, very minimal. That means the amount of shares out there. So what that means is that because there's thin trading, it can have some really wild swings, and the holders of the shares, majority can, So anyway, NGX is investigating that. That's pretty much our update.
They should also investigate some of the big companies. There are lots of pumps going on.
Pump and dump, right?
Yeah, no, in the market, yeah.
You have to.
Pump with the view of exiting long term. So it's also going on in that market big time. So they should also investigate it because we're happy about the year till date. We're excited about the prospect, but we don't also want to use for pumps. We don't want companies with big valuations on the stock market, which we know that their valuations are phony. We don't want companies without fundamentals, and some of them, their valuations.
I want to go somewhere. Anyway,
No, I know.
Okay, good point.
I know.
Okay, so another company that some people are.
I know. So it's a pump. It's a pump. So, and that is going on big time. A lot of people are using stock market.
Everybody, call your financial advisor. Do your due diligence, please.
There are some companies that with high value, you can't sell their stocks as we speak today. We've tried to buy their stocks in the market. You can't even sell it back. We know those companies.
Sure about the stock market in Nigeria and the naira appreciating and everything being on fire is how long will it last?
Good question.
It's a prelude to the kind of crisis we had in 2008. And where is the naira itself heading? Those are the basic questions. Bitcoin is down.
An NPC decision today.
To below $63,000.
I think the corporate
strategic risk, de-risking, strategic de-risking on the part of investors. And then FedEx has gone to court against President Trump seeking reform. The first major company to do so after the US decision on Friday.